we're rendering lard today, so I thought I'd make a video while we were doing it. The first thing you do is, of course, you get your fat and you clean it. You want any of the meat off of it. You don't want the meat in the lard. You want any hair follicles, any veins, anything like that. Just clean the meat down to where it's just pure lard. Then you can cut it up into small chunks to put it in a crock pot. We use a crock pot because we go low and slow so that it makes the lard not have that flavor. There's really no flavor to it at all when you go low and slow, and you clean your lard right. We store them in jars. These are this is the mason jar from where we rendered lard last year, and it stays really good. So that's the way we like to keep it. Of course, a lot of people say put it in the refrigerator. We have no problem that way. We wash the jars, we sterilize them in the oven, and then we wash the rings, because you want the jars dry when you put the lard in it. While it's still piping hot, we take it out, put it in the jars, put the ring on it, and that jar is like a year old now, and you see how good that looks. That is excellent lard, especially for baking, pies, and stuff like that. Of course, we have scraps. The scraps that we have left we're going to use for the dogs. This is my scrap bowl right here, and this is what I'm working on. But over in the crock pot, which this is crock pot that I'm filling up now, turn it on your lowest setting, and then here's the larger crock pot with the lard that's already going in it. Turn it on your lowest setting, but you got to keep an eye on it and keep it stirred. And as it renders down, about halfway I would say, we'll start straining it. We'll use a tea strainer and a cheesecloth to run it through it to make sure no impurities gets in the lard. And the first rendering we do, we usually mark it on our jars. Usually we have about 3 renderings, and we'll mark 1, 2, and 3 on the jars. The first rendering is always for our pastries because it's your purest, most best tasting lard. There's no flavor to it at all. It's great for baking. That's the one that you really want for your pies and pastries, stuff like that. It's all good, but that's your very best when you want to bake something that's delicate. When we get a little further along and we start jarring some up, then I'll click back in and let you see. So after a few hours of cooking, this is what you get. Both crock pots have actually cooked down, and we combined them into just one crock pot. And then you strain it and you put it into your jars, and this is your finished product. Of course, it'll have to set. It's really hot right now, and by in the morning it'll be snow white. So that's how you render lard. And this is pretty much what you end up with if you render it down completely. Out of the 2 crock pots, all we've got is just this little bit of, well, gunk. I mean, you know, we don't like the cracklings out of it. We'd rather have the lard. But anyway, if it's rendered down right, that's what you get. Just be sure to strain it. We also use a cheesecloth with a tea strainer to strain it. And it took about 12 hours to do the 2 crock pots, but we wound up with 10 pints of lard. So go make some lard.